Hey there! I want to show you all the features of the drum sequencer I made. And before we dive deeper, I quickly want to explain like the key features, I think. So first thing you should do is load it just before drum rack. And then you will see that there's a little text over here, loading API connection. This means that Ableton is loading the connection to drum rack. You can see it over here. The first row and the first pad have the same name. That's because we got the name from the pad. And when you go through the rows, you will go through the 4x4 pad layout of the Ableton drum rack. Same goes with volume and with panning and solo, mute. You will always control the drum rack, and you can click steps in, you can paint them if you hold the left mouse key and delete them, and you can select a part of your sequence and then use shortcuts to duplicate them, cut them, or you click a row and then you can copy the whole row or cut it. And what's also a workflow speed up is autofill. You can use it for whole rows if you select a row and you don't have a selection on the grid. Then you can press 1 and you will fill the whole row or 2, then every second step and so on. You even have automatic snare and halftime snare fills or random fills like this, or dance random fills like a dance density. And these random fills will also generate random velocity values. What you can do too is duplicate the whole sequence. So you have 32 sequence now, and then you make small changes, I don't know, something like this. Then you duplicate it once more. The next handy thing is using the mouse wheel. When you hover over a step, you can use the mouse wheel to control the velocity of the step. When you hover over the velocity button, you can control the velocity of all steps in this row. And if you hold Control and then mouse wheel, you can change the ratio of velocity in this row. It works with Mac as well, but on Windows it's Control mouse wheel. Yeah, and like this you can build up your pattern and save them. Reload them, change them. The next big thing is to export it, because I think you don't want to have it in the sequencer all the time. You want to export it to a MIDI clip. For this you can use the create button, just click in the timeline and click create. It's over here. This is the sequencer track. But it's smarter when you do it like this. Use the key button and then you choose a key for create and a key for this open button. And then you can open and close the sequencer how you want. And you make a change, something like this. I don't know. Close it, click somewhere, and then you can create the pattern. And now the pattern is in the timeline. The most important ones to make drum programming easy, even if they are the simplest, I think, but I don't know. I saw sequencers and you have always to do like this and no keyboard shortcuts, and I can't work like this. I think using a DAW is all about to get into a flow and to get things done fast, and that's why for me these are the most important features. The third one is about sample selection. I can show you what I mean. You can use your mouse wheel here as well to just go through all your kick samples, just go through all your clap samples and your snare samples. Now let me show you all the other features. Let's start with the top bar. So this 16 steps, 32, 64. I think it's self-explaining. These buttons represent this 4x4 pad layout of the drum rack. So you have 16 pads and you have 16 rows. Then you have this all and used button. If you just want to see the rows that have at least one step set, then you can press used and yeah. So you hide all the rows that are not important. This is your pattern window. This pattern 1, you can create another pattern, don't know, something like this. Then you can copy it to the next pattern. So you can make small variations, something like this. So there you have your variations. This is the drum rack and manual mode. These are like the main modes. I will tell you more later about this. And this is your create button and the place and clip button. Place is when you use it in the timeline view and clip is for the session view. Then you have this velocity button. I told you about that earlier. You can paint here as well. You don't have to click every time. You can double click and then it will reset to the initial value. Then you have this button. You can use shortcuts as well, but yeah, if you want to do it with the mouse, just use this button. And then yeah, you can click here with the right click, and then you can go through all your samples which are loaded to this pad. You can preview by clicking on the row number. And I think that's it for this window. If you want to see all features, you can go to my website and open the menu. So over here, you have the create button, you have the settings button, the auto mute button and the presets button. These are the pattern buttons as well. This button is to open and to close. This is the preset browser. You can save your presets and record them just by one click or double click. Here I want to mention that the preset saves in which mode you saved it, and I will show you why. So I just loaded Addictive Drums, and now when I load the FSEQ, it will show you no drum rack found. Place a drum rack directly after FSEQ to use this mode. And that's because we are in drum rack mode. When we go to manual mode, you will see that all these name bubbles are empty. And that's because you can rename them by yourself. So maybe this is kick. Hit enter. You can change the notes as well. So type something like D2. In manual mode, you don't have a control over mute, solo, and panning volume because, yeah, these are only to control the drum rack. You can't control a VST. I mean, you could, but to do this, you have to write a code for each VST instrument on this earth. So, yeah. The next one is auto mute. At this moment, auto mute is enabled. If I play now, it first plays the clip, and if the clip is over, then it plays the pattern in the sequencer. Next one is the settings window. You can make your settings like you want. So sample preview is when you use the mouse wheel to choose a sample, it will preview it. This one is the same, but when Ableton is playing, here you can choose in the session view where you want to get your clips created, the first 8 or the last 8. This is for preset hotkeys. Here you have to decide where you want to have your preset folder. So I choose this. Since we just decided which keys we want to go through presets, we now can go forward and backwards with just our keyboard keys. You can use MIDI as well if you want. After you made all your settings and you chose your preset folder, you have to save this thing as a ADV. You can save it multiple times. Maybe for some setups you have other workflows, and yeah, that's why I made this. So the last thing I want to show you is how to actually build a drum rack to use the sample selection. So I just loaded a drum rack. In the folder you get when you download the FSEQ, there is an instrument rack you can put on the drum rack. In this instrument rack there are 128 simplers, and now we need the FSEQ. Now we want to add all the samples you want to have in this row. This row is highlighted. So we go to our samples. I highlight all my samples and then I drop them in the drop zone. Now all these samples are loaded here. But you also have like these empty ones. So you highlight all the simplers you want to delete and then you hit delete. And now you only have the kicks you want. Now just rename it to kick, and yeah, there you have your kicks. And like this you can build all your drum racks, and once you build your drum racks, it's like a game changer. So is this the end of FSEQ? No, it's not. I'm already working on some customer requests, which are micro-timing grooves and another way to build drum racks without the need of pre-built instrument racks. At the moment there's a discount on this device till 1st June, so head to my website if you want to get it. If you have requests, please leave them in the comments. Tell me what you think and hit like if you like it. Have a good day and